Hey guys, I almost canceled today's live stream because I have not been feeling well. Last night I was sick and I thought maybe I should just rest. But then I thought, what better way to make me feel better than to join all of you? and and I saw that Brittany here, who has just joined us, is also not feeling well. And you know what? I love being here with you guys. And hello. Let me know if you can see me, hear me, everything's okay, and we can get started. So, speaking of community, I have been reading the chats after the live streams and just to catch up on everything that everyone's been sharing, and I love it. I absolutely love the community and the way that people are getting to know each other, and oh, it's fantastic. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me here. And hi Michael, hi Lisa Marie, hey Susan, Brittany, I hope you feel better soon, DK, everybody, Tim, I'm so excited that you're here. And this is going to be a tough one, I think, because I'm being distracted by something that is sitting here on my desk. Let me show you what it is. Chocolate. Chocolate. I want to eat this, okay? I love chocolate. But my son tells me that no, Mom, no, it's for Grandma. So my mom, who is like the world's sweetest person, you can see her there, she just had a birthday this week. So happy birthday, Mom. And I guess I won't eat your chocolates. Hey Gary, good to see you. But tomorrow is my birthday. Yes, I'm getting old, and I hope maybe that someone in my family will have bought me some chocolates. And how do I know that I'm getting old? I bought this keychain thing. You guys have probably seen this on my Facebook page if you're on there. If you're not, go on. Rachel Lerch Photography is my Facebook page, and I usually put lots of updates and stuff there. But do you guys all know what this is? Do you know what this is? This is, yes, you guessed it, it's a roll of film. And I have it now on my keychain. I saw it down at Bell Art Camera in Hamilton, which is the place that I do all of my photo processing, and they're fantastic. And they are selling these keychains, and they're fantastic. And that is the Portra 400 is what I used to use when I did weddings. And so that is hanging on my keychain now. And my kids said, Mom, what's that thing on your keychain? Is that a battery? And I'm like, a battery? What are you talking about? And they pointed it out. They don't know what a roll of film is. So yeah, I'm getting old. And thank you for all the birthday wishes, guys, on the chat. That is so sweet. And yeah, so I will be happy with my roll of film and my telephones with dial tones, which my kids also don't know about. But yeah, that's okay. So today's live stream is a Q&A, and I asked you guys look, I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. I asked you guys last week if you had any questions for me, and a lot of you did. So I'm excited to answer some of your questions, and yeah, so shall we get started? All right, the first question is from Mike. Let me get it up here. Mike asks, Rachel, do you use the cloud for storage? All of his are local drives. And the answer to that, I have photography, I have videography, I have, so lots and lots and lots of photos at 42 megapixel resolution. And so I have so much stuff. I really should go through and delete the images after I've imported them that I'm never going to use, but I don't. So the truth is I use cloud storage and I use local hard drives, and actually I use SSDs whenever I can. So these are, plug them in via USB or a USB-C to my computer, and I use these for all of my storage. And the ones that I want to back up, then I use iCloud storage. I have a $15 a month. All your birthday wishes are so sweet. I can see them coming in on the screen. That's so sweet. So the iCloud storage, I have a monthly subscription for that, which is not ideal, but you know, everything is subscription based these days. And yeah, so that's what I do. And the SSDs are faster than hard drives. So in an SSD, there's no internal moving parts, and they're faster. And this is really important for me with my video editing, because otherwise it slows down the whole process on Premiere Pro. So thanks, Mike, for the question. Now, Mike also asked another question, and it wasn't actually, it was a statement. He said he has around 200 images on DreamsTime, and in the last 3 years, he's earned $39, and he has to have $100 in the kitty. So $100 is when they pay out for stock photography images that have sold. So I put this up here. I know it wasn't really a question, Mike, but I put it up there because I wanted to comment on it. I am in the exact same boat. Now, DreamsTime, I have had one payout from before, but it's taken a year to get to $100 in sales, which is quite sad. And now I am, for the last little while, I have been sitting just on the edge. And let me show you how much I have in DreamsTime. $99.98. So I decided, one second. I decided to contact DreamsTime because I would actually like to just delete my profile on there. And I found out that, one, you can never delete your profile on DreamsTime. So if you're going to sign up, make sure that you don't mind having your account live on there forever. And two, once you have sales, you can't delete your account. And two, you do have to have $100, which means that even at $99.98, I cannot request a payout. So I'm going to wait for my next sale. And once that happens, I'm going to disable all of my images and not be selling on DreamsTime. Okay. So, I like Steve's question here. I'm going to see if I can come back to that. Steve asks, do you ever have a photo trip that just doesn't pan out? Do you video anyway? I have had several busted trips lately as we go into spring. Steve, this is a fantastic question. And honestly, you have to watch my vlog tomorrow. Yes. It was a complete bust. I got in the car, I planned on something. It didn't work out like at all. And the photos are like, and the whole thing was just a bust. So I'm going to add some fun music to it and upload it anyway. But honestly, Steve, yes, it happens. It happens to all of us. And all it really means is that you're getting out there and you're doing it, and way to go. Honestly, like, just woohoo, keep going. All right. So the next question. Oh, and Scott says he's glad to see the chalkboard back. And I have it right here. I thought, oh yes, I have to get that out. So, let's get the next question going. The next question is by Coed. Okay, Coed asks, do you think black and white images for landscapes tend to be harder to compose? And I I'm not sure about harder, but it is definitely a different way of looking at this scene, right? Because if you just compose it for a regular color image, you may get home and then be disappointed with the conversion. Now, there are certain things that make a black and white scene really kind of stand out. One is high contrast. If you look at your subject, like say if I have a completely snowy scene and then one dark tree trunk and tree right in the middle, that is a very high contrast scene, and it can make a really compelling black and white image. Also, if you have a lot of texture is great. There is one thing to look out for though. If you have a really, really busy scene, meaning that, you know, maybe it's a forest and there isn't like a real good subject and it's all just kind of messy, it can be difficult to convert an image like that to black and white because the color doesn't show the differences there. So sorry, give me 1 second here. Yes, okay. So the color can show the differences in a busy scene, right? But a black and white scene is all just one. So those are some things that I look out for. Also, a really kind of a minimal scene where you have maybe 2 or 3 elements, those really work nicely for black and white too. So I hope that helps, Coed. Can it be more difficult? Sure, but a lot of landscapes and a lot of different situations can be difficult. I say go for it, right? We're in digital. Go for it and see how it turns out. All right. I love that question. That was awesome. Okay, so Steve has another question, and he asks, what is your recommended gimbal for the for an M50 at this time? Now I want to show you the M50, but it's the camera that I am streaming with right now. And so the camera is pretty small. It's a mirrorless camera. It's Canon, and I use the Zhiyun Crane V2 gimbal for it. And for my own purposes, for vlogging, it is still the best gimbal for me. I tried out the Ronin S2 when I was at the Sony event last year, and it's an excellent gimbal. I would say that it beats the V2 on power and smoothness and all of that stuff, but it's heavy, so it's heavier than the one that I use. The one that I use, the V2, is great because I can walk around with it in one hand for hours and it doesn't make me tired. Now I did a review on the M2 gimbal, and it's okay. Like if you're going to use the M50, it fits and it works, but you have to have the power at maximum. As I tried it more and more, I discovered that you really do have to have the power at maximum, and it's a little more cramped. Like the space around the camera is not as easy. It's not as easy to get to the camera and move the camera around. So the V2 is still what I'm using. I wish I could tell you compared to a whole bunch of other gimbals, but I've only used those 3 at this time. When it comes time for me to upgrade, I may look at the Crane 2, not the V2, but the 2, and there's more coming out on the market every day, it seems. So I'll have to look into it when it comes time. All right, great question, Steve, and thank you so much. All right, so let's go back to questions here. I have a question from Mauricio. Hi Raquel, hello. Do you jack up colors to make the photos more attractive? So that is definitely not a yes or no answer that I have. One, yes, I do adjust colors in all of my images, and that is because I shoot in RAW. So when you shoot in RAW, you are going to get a flat image every time. All of the image information is taken in a raw image, and none of the processing has been done by the camera, meaning that color and saturation and contrast and all of those things you have to do yourself in post-processing, which I love to do, and sometimes I do love to play with color in a photo. I try not to oversaturate anything, because for my own personal preference, I like colors to still look natural. I want it to look like, you know, you're standing, say, on a cliff and there's this beautiful view, right? And there's a sunset and whatever. I want it to feel like, oh, wow, the colors tonight are just amazing. I don't want it to feel like, oh, it's oversaturated. That just doesn't look natural. So yeah, that's the answer to your question there. So let's try the next question. But first I want to head over to the chat here and just see what you guys are chatting about. Marek asks me, where do you get music for your videos? I get all of my music from epidemicsound.com. Epidemic Sound has a great subscription plan for YouTubers, and I really like their music. I like the wide variety and the I like finding the songs that really sound like, you know, they have good sentiment and all of that. And I find that Epidemic is a great place. So yeah, that's where I get my music. This is awesome. Okay, next question. David! David asks, how do you protect your camera from the cold or the rain? Now, that is a great question. I use rain covers, but I don't have a fancy, expensive rain cover. So when I'm out videoing, taking pictures, I use the plastic disposable rain covers. You just pull them over the camera and there's a little hole that you can stretch over the eyepiece, and I find that they work really, really well. Now, when it's cold and I need to come into the warm, I don't want to get condensation inside my camera or inside the lens. And so what I'll do is I will put my camera in a big Ziploc bag like this, and it seals. So I'll put the camera in there, maybe I'll put the lens in another one. I'll seal it up, put it in my camera bag, and then I will bring it all inside. And I will not open the camera bag or this bag for several hours until it has slowly warmed up to room temperature. That will help the camera to warm up slowly instead of just walking in to the heat and then all this condensation. So yeah, that's what I do, and it's pretty cheap solution. So I hope that helps. All right. Craig says he loves Epidemic Sound as well. That's awesome. I do. I really like their service. It's very, very good. Greetings from Poland. Hi, Raydan. So nice to see you here. All right, so the next question is from Susan. Susan asks, do you ever worry about going out on your own as a female with all that gear for sunrise or sunset shoots? Susan, this is an excellent question. The truth is that I do worry about going out by myself, and so I do take precautions to ensure safety. So John, as you've seen, my big fisherman, John, my husband, will often accompany me on my shoots. Even if you don't see him in the video, he's often there. Also, I have a spray thing that I keep in my pocket, and it's always handy in case I run into any animals. It's helpful. It just makes me feel a little better to know that. I also make sure that I go to places that are populated. So even though many of my vlogs may look like I'm out in the wilderness, the truth is that I'm probably a few steps away from my car or from the nearest couple walking their dog or their child or whatever. So as much as I would love to walk into remote places, like when I drove around in the mountains, that was amazing in Montana. I will never forget it. It was amazing. But, I mean, we have to be careful, right? So, all the gear, I have never ever found anyone around me to be interested in stealing from me, which is fantastic. I'm not saying it could never happen. It absolutely can. But my theory on the matter is that if someone wants to steal my gear, they can go ahead and do so. I'm not going to put myself in danger for the gear. I have it insured, and I'm not just going to hand it over, and my big fisherman's not going to do that either. But my priorities are, I want to come home to my beautiful kids and to my husband. So thanks for that question. That is such an excellent question, and I feel it's relevant not only for us females, but for males as well. I mean, we are people out in the world, and sadly, the world is not a perfect place. So, all right. Jim Cook asks a question on the chat here. Hi, Rachel. What do you love about the Sony A99 Mark II? That is a tough question. I could probably talk for the next hour on that one. What don't I love? It is a fantastic camera. It gives me absolutely every option I could possibly want. It fits nicely and comfortably in my hands. It is very intuitive with where the dials are and the settings and so on. I could probably operate it in my sleep. The quality of the images is just phenomenal, and I could go on and on. So yeah, the Sony A99 Mark II is my camera, and I love it. And it is only having one problem lately, and two problems. And so what are they? One is that when it's really, really cold, sometimes I find that the shutter button will go off more often. Like, I haven't pressed it, but a picture will be taken anyway. And I'm talking like minus 20 degrees Celsius. So, I can work around that. But two, I have noticed that when I take video with it, now it is corrupting my SD cards. So I have, I lost it. I have an SD card sitting right here that is no longer usable, and I'm not exactly sure why that's happening, but the way I'm working around it is I take video with my Canon camera and leave the A99 to the photos, which is really my preference anyway. Okay, so love that question. All right, I have one more question on my list of things to cover, although if you have questions on the chat, I'll still head over there. Arrowman is a friend of mine. I've never met him yet, but we've been chatting through YouTube and so on, and he asks, what is your next photography adventure? Okay, if you just mean where am I going next for my next vlog, I don't know. The truth is, I get in my car most of the time and I think to myself, which way should I drive? I don't know where to go. I have no idea which way to go today. So for the next vlog, I'm not sure, but in terms of my next photography adventure, like heading off somewhere that's been planned and is exciting, well, as you know, John and I are planning our hike, so that may be in April, May. Tim is coming to Canada in May, and the end of May, and we're going to be running a workshop, which is we're going to tour all of these places that I normally vlog. And so if you want to see where I normally do my photos and the waterfalls and everything around here, we're going to be doing that, including Niagara Falls. And hi Debbie, hi everybody. And bye DK, I'll talk to you later. So that is two of the big things coming up. They're all adventures. I love them. I love heading out with my camera. And, even when I'm not feeling well, like today, I went outside to get some groceries. And as I stepped outside, I was thinking, oh, this would be a good day to be out with my camera. It's always a good day. So, Aeroman, I love that. I love that. And I need to come down to the places that all of you go, and I see you hiking through the mountains and all of that. It looks incredible. I'm making a list. So that is the list of questions that I had here. I'm just checking the. Susan asks, did you and John decide on your location for your hike in May? Not yet. It's been crazy busy. In fact, the reason that I've not been feeling well is it's my fault. I get up in the morning and I have the 4 boys and, family stuff and then work stuff, and I work all day, and then I get to bed at 1 in the morning, and I think it's finally caught up to me, but I really love doing it. And so we have books. Let's see. Canadian Hikers and Backpackers Handbook, and I have a bunch of other stuff. Ooh, this is cool. I bought this book, Wilderness Survival. Okay, I thought, ooh, this is so neat, and I found something inside. Let me find it here. So this is a kid's book, so this isn't going to be our reference manual for our hike, but can you guys see this picture here of the kid with the dandelions? We get a lot of dandelions in the springtime. I love it. And this is a picture, and this person's eating a worm. I'm going to ignore that. This is a picture of my son. This is one of my stock images that has sold. I don't know through which agency, but I know it's mine because in the front cover, in the photo credits, there's my name. So we need to do a lot of research for our hike. We need to know about wilderness survival. We need to know about the places that we possibly would be going. And once we pick a place, I'll definitely let you know. All right. So Brittany asks, do you have... Oh, hang on. Sorry, guys. My... Can you see me? Does it say manual focus? Okay, I had to reset my camera. My camera lasts for 30 minutes before it freezes. So you just get a reset. But Brittany asked, do I have any plans to come to the US? And yes, absolutely. I'm not sure 100% when. I was thinking about going to the Sony event again this year, the condo event. It's going to be in Idaho, but money doesn't grow on trees, so I'm going to save that for another time. And I love the States. There's just so many places I would like to go. I would love to see the Grand Canyon area. I'd love to see the incredible national parks out there. I mean, Glacier National Park was just incredible. It was just incredible. And hi, David. Thanks for the great question, David. I answered it, and I just want to thank you all for your great questions. It's fantastic. Oh, I was also thinking, Brittany, how much I'd like to go to Florida, and I noticed the Kennedy Space Center looks so cool. I've always had an interest in astronomy, and so other upcoming adventures. I've been in contact with what's it called? It's one of the parks around here, Binbrook. Benbrook Conservation Area, and I'm thinking about doing a night sky photography workshop out there, just an evening. It won't be expensive or anything. And I'm Ray says, if money did grow on trees, you would have pictures of it. That's so true. Okay, yeah, so Benbrook Conservation Area, a night sky photography workshop, and also I'm thinking about doing an online like kind of a seminar. It's just not a seminar, it sounds too formal. It's a group workshop, but it's online through the Zoom platform. I can do audio and video and sit and do a group meeting, just like my one-to-one meetings that I do on that you can sign up for on my website, but having a group thing for editing or something. So that's a possibility I've been thinking about. Oh, I wanted to say, sorry, hang on. I wanted to welcome my newest channel member, and that is, hang on, let me see if I can show it to you. I may not be able to. Okay, let's see, hang on. YouTube.com. Can I pull up my thing here? Anyway, it's taking some time. Let's see. So channel members are people who for $1.99 support me in my work, and I so appreciate it. And it means more to me than you could know, because I really put a lot of work and a lot of money into doing all of this, and I still spend $500 a week on my grocery bill for my boys. So I wanted to show you this, but oh wait, maybe I can. Nope, I can't. Okay, but Robert Cook, I want to say welcome, Robert Cook. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and yeah, it means so much to me. I'm so excited, and you know, I want to say thank you to all of you who support me, and thank you for the amazing birthday wishes and for joining me on this day when I'm not feeling well. And I hope you'll forgive me for my kind of vlog that didn't work out so well tomorrow, but it should be up tomorrow. And yeah, I love it. I love meeting with you guys on these live streams. And yeah, I'm gonna leave the chat on for a few minutes, and I'll talk to you later. Bye guys. Thanks for joining me.